Can you share a story of grace or a gift of faith in your life?
I've been doing a lot of thinking about that, and last night I had to go to 2 meetings, and at the second one I met a woman who is extremely accomplished and has done a great deal in the conservation world. She's a very humble person, dear friend of mine over many years, and we got into chatting about the good things in our lives, and she said something that so resonated with me and was exactly what I was going to say today, and that is that her family is the greatest joy of her life. She didn't use the word grace. She's of a different religious discipline, but that's what she was talking about. And of course, the greatest grace in my life has been my marriage to John. He's been my partner and my soulmate and my help, and because of that, we've raised 2 nice girls together, and they have been so supportive and loving. And then I have the grandsons that I'm so much in love with. And so the family, I've been very graced with that. And friends, my close friends for many, many years, 40 years. I have friends from high school that I still visit with. And so those are the really members of my support staff, if you want. And then, of course, there's the extraordinary gift of the faith leaders in my life. I am so lucky. There are people in the world who visit with a priest maybe once every 5 years because they don't have priests and they don't have religious. And I had the Sisters of Notre Dame, and then, of course, I've had 4 wonderful priests who have been my spiritual guides. 2 of them right here at St. Athanasius, Father Frank O'Hare and, of course, Father Conway. So I've been very, very fortunate in that. More fortunate than many of my friends who have sort of been hanging out there looking for spiritual guidance. And that's really important. So all of these gifts of support and love, I guess, are the gifts of grace in my life. So if I'm strong in faith, I have really others to thank for it. And of course, those friends who tell me, Maria, you're off your rocker. And they say that very easily to me. And those are gifts.
Can you talk a little bit about the challenges to your faith?
The biggest challenge of my faith is loss of focus. I am always into the old habits. I'm a control freak. I tend to want to be a perfectionist, which of course is ridiculous because who's perfect, right? But I'm a control freak about everything. If I've got a job, I've been a warden for about, well, I've been in the elections for over 40 years. So for most of those years, I've been a warden of a precinct, and last Tuesday was a good example. The presidential elections are heavy turnout and lots of problems and lots of people who have a lot of questions and so forth. And I have always kept very tight control in my precinct, although the people who work with me say they love to work with me. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm always very careful of everything that happens. And this particular election, I made up my mind that I was going to let my staff do what they had to do, and I was going to back off a little bit. And I freed them up to be as efficient as they all are. When you're constantly trying to control people and control a situation, you lack love, really. There's a little lack of respect in all of that. And I have to keep working on myself for that because, I'm the in-charge person. And a lot of times I'm wrong. And, it's very, very surprising when somebody like John, will come up with an answer and hello. So that is really a life struggle for me. I have to learn to live in the moment and let go. I have to trust God during the times of challenge, you know. I want to take control. I want to tell doctors what to do and, you know, and everybody around me what to do. And that doesn't work. So that's really destructive to my faith life. Like I say, it's one of the twists and turns and probably my big cliff